Welcome back. Well, another hot one across Acadiana today, but scattered showers and thunderstorms coming in late this afternoon. Still more activity, and you see this cloud bank off to the east of us right now. That's an outflow boundary from some thunder showers that were on the west side of Lafayette. That's pushing eastward, but there's another boundary coming this way. We'll show you that on the radar in just a bit. First off, though, let's take a look at the upper pattern and look at the water vapor imagery. We have a frontal trough of lower pressure here that's allowing for scattered showers and thunderstorms. This is going to sag southward and probably push through the area by Friday, which could set up a more comfortable weekend with lower humidity. Can't really call it a cool front, as you'll still be in the 90s and 70s at night, but maybe another one 10 days down the road or 11 days down the road could be a little bit more impactful. We'll talk more about that when we get to the 10-day. We can see scattered showers and thunderstorms across the state, some stronger storms off to the north. Activity close to home is widely scattered in nature. Still a strong storm moving through extreme western Cameron Parish with gusty winds there. But elsewhere, we're just dotted with a few showers. But notice we have all these what we call outflow boundaries. We have one colliding off to our east that we just showed you, another one here to the west. And when you have these, this is basically the last breath of a thunder shower pushing out some energy. And then you might have another one coming from another direction. And when the two meet, sometimes they're like crashing waves and produce some hefty storms. And we have this outflow boundary here. We'll watch that. Something could form along that, but we do have an isolated cell by Iowa, southwest of Lake Arthur, then by Esterwood, and then just to the west of Kankton. And then farther to the east here, we have the colliding boundaries. So there is some shower activity, but generally you see activity forming up right along this boundary. And we do have this storm that's crossing the basin that could impact portions and probably will impact portions of St. Martin Parish, maybe Lafayette, Iberia Parish as well. So we're not done with the shower activity, at least for another couple of hours. We see those storms forming up along that frontal trough this afternoon, but as we check the tropics, the Gulf and the Caribbean are nice and clean. I do not expect any activity in the Gulf, at least through the next 10 days. That's good news. Of course, we have major hurricane, well, almost major hurricane Aaron, and three other systems that we're tracking. One, a tropical wave that's going to come off the African coast. We'll watch that. The one by the Cabo Verde Islands has a short window for development, but it's going to be driving down toward the equator, where you're not going to get much spin potential and conditions are not going to be favorable for further development, but we'll see if that wave crosses the Atlantic. The other one here in the mid-tropical Atlantic should develop, but is going to move to the north in the open Atlantic. And then, of course, we have powerful Hurricane Aaron, a very large hurricane, Category 2, expected to go back to 3. But look at this wind field. The diameter of tropical storm force winds 500 miles. That's why we have tropical storm warnings for coastal portions of North Carolina, the Outer Banks. Fortunately, Bermuda misses this one, and eventually that storm dies out in the North Atlantic. For us, early evening showers and storms, and tomorrow another mostly sunny day, and then after about 2 or 3 in the afternoon, scattered showers and thunderstorms. A pretty good bet. I think a little bit more coverage than what the graph model is indicating here. And Friday, still rain chances, I-10 on southward, but as we move into Saturday, we see those dew points getting into possibly the 60s, so maybe more comfortable weather this weekend. So early evening showers or a thunder shower, chance of getting wet still at about a 50-50 proposition for the next few hours, then 10% thereafter. We'll go 60% on your rain chances tomorrow, mostly sunny and hot early in the day, but thunderstorms kicking in and some downpours for the latter part of the afternoon. And as we get into that 10-day forecast, we'll keep those rain chances through Friday. We'll begin to drop them for the weekend with hopefully lower humidity, but highs still getting in the mid-90s. But those lows, lower 70s, not too bad. And then we get to Labor Day weekend. There could be a front that Sunday or Monday. We'll talk more about that in the days to come. That's it for weather for now. We'll have more coming up in a little bit.